Thank you for visiting photosbyleslie.co.uk. I'm Leslie, and these are my top tips for outdoor event photography. They're based on my many years of photography at outdoor events, based on my experience, and I'd like to share them with you. I hope you enjoy watching, and if you've any questions, visit my website to contact me. Thank you. Shooting scenes and landscapes. The best landscape images are taken with a tripod with the sun behind you, if possible, or to the side. If the sun is in view, try to position it behind a tree or a building. Frame your shots carefully and look through the viewfinder to check for street lamps, telegraph wires, street signs, traffic, or people doing things that may spoil your shot. These are not always obvious when looking at a view for the first time. Be prepared to wait for an opportunity or to come back when the light or time of day alters. Try shooting from different angles or from the ground or up high, or at an angle to see if you can get unusual stances of the same scene. Try portrait and landscape styles. It makes sense to wear trousers that you don't mind getting dirty to enable you to kneel down. Just watch out for the mud. You could always take a carrier bag with you to kneel on if you would prefer to keep completely clean. Believe me, I know from experience that it would really help. Shooting people and candid shots. How brave do you feel? Taking people shots can be quite daunting and can be hard to do without feeling like an intruder. Using a tripod is much easier to do for crowd shots. Choose a location where you can set up and be on show so as to not look like you are lurking in a corner. A wide-angle lens landscape shot allows you to shoot crowd scenes with many people in context at an event. These are easier to take and less intrusive and focus on the event itself. If challenged when taking a crowd shot, it is easier to justify what you are doing. This gentleman, waiting patiently for the race at the Cartmel horse races, posed a perfect relaxed shot at close range with a tripod. I took the shot because his glasses and hat created an interesting image, and the relaxed position with his hands together made a statement. Using a zoom lens enables you to focus on one or two individuals from a distance looking at behaviour. Now, you might decide instead to try taking candid shots on the move. Taking shots on the move. Walk around and look for opportunities and snap them quickly. It is preferable not to choose a zoom lens so as to avoid camera shake. Again, be visible instead of sneaky. Keep your elbows in to be less obtrusive. Look for scenes where people are on stalls, relaxing or displaying regular behaviour in interesting situations. With all people shots, be aware that not everybody likes having their photograph taken and you could be challenged. If you smile or acknowledge somebody with a nod, for example, you are unlikely to be questioned. It is wise to avoid photographs of children and people behaving in a way that would be inappropriate if photographed. Be prepared to ask permission if you feel it is necessary. Look for photos that are colourful, interesting and thoughtful. Photos of people relaxing or enjoying sports are often appealing. If you are feeling less brave and new to candid photography, try taking shots of people from the side or rear so that you are less obvious and it is difficult to recognise the person. This will build your confidence and help you, if challenged, to explain what you are doing. If you are questioned, be honest and explain that you are an amateur photographer who saw a really interesting photo opportunity or an interesting scene and that you hope they don't mind. Explain how you intend to use the photograph and ask permission. Explain that you didn't ask at first so as to avoid spoiling a natural movement or a shot and offer to show the photograph to them and send them a copy, for example. If that doesn't work, you could always delete the shot. Is a photograph really worth a lot of aggravation? There is more advice on candid shots that can be found on the Digital Camera Magazine website. This is an example of a photograph that I took from the rear. It's a photograph of a lady watching the cross-country horse race at the 2007 Festival of British Eventing. The lady is obviously engrossed in the event and cheering on the riders. However, she can't be easily identified, and the lack of identity does not detract from the photograph. The pink hat sets the image off well in contrast to the darker tones. Finally, be prepared. Memory cards and batteries. How many times have you run out of memory or battery power at that crucial moment? As always, take lots of fully charged batteries with you, as many memory cards as you can afford. It is surprising how many photographs you can take in a couple of hours at an outdoor event, and there's always something interesting to look at. It is frustrating to have to stop taking photographs when you've got time left. Photo sizes. Take the largest photos you can in terms of pixels. RAW images or large JPEGs are ideal sizes so as not to lose detail in your shots, and these can be easily enlarged. A tripod is useful if you intend to stay in one place for a while. A monopod is a good alternative and can be used easily for moving around in crowds. It also makes a really good walking stick if out on an uneven ground for the day. Rain stops play. A carrier bag is a good alternative to a waterproof cover for your camera and can be screwed up in your pocket just in case it rains, without adding additional weight to your lot. Camera bag or not, if you are lucky to have a friend with you who will go with you for the day, they will come in very handy for passing your bag when it gets in the way. If you choose not to take your bag with you, be prepared for the rain and have somewhere dust-free to keep your cards, a camera-friendly lens cloth, spare lenses and batteries. Don't forget and put your lens cloth or cap in a pocket with tissues, as this will create dust and endanger your lenses or camera sensor. What about a lunch bag? A rucksack is a good idea if you wish to take a bite of lunch and a bottle of water with you for the day. However, you can often buy snacks at events, so this is worth considering, but it can be expensive. If your friend is with you, perhaps they can carry lunch. Thank you for watching the top tips for outdoor event photography. I hope you've enjoyed it and found it useful. It's one of my very first pieces of work, and I hope to be able to provide you with more ideas and suggestions for photography in the future. If you have any questions or if you'd just like to get in touch, then please do so using the information at the end of the video. You can find me at Photos by Leslie, www.photosbyleslie.co.uk.